All right. I'm Dani Sloan. I'm a trainer for the Utah Education Network, and I'm president of the Utah Coalition for Educational Technology. And I also teach pre-service teachers at the University of Utah. And when I'm talking about digital citizenship, a lot of times I'm talking about storytelling and encouraging educators to tell their story. A lot of times, what we hear of education is really, really negative. And it's not necessarily what's actually happening in classrooms. I hear from parents a lot like, oh, education is broken, but my kid's school is great, right? Because we all know what we know. And I think teachers tend to be some of the most humble people. And so they're not necessarily out there bragging and sharing all the wonderful things that are happening in their classrooms. And so a lot of what I do when I talk about digital citizenship for teachers is encouraging them to model, and we forget about that a lot. I have a lot of teachers say like, oh, I'm a great digital citizen. I never cyberbully ever. In fact, I'm not even on Facebook. And so we talk about where we take it back to what citizenship is, and that there's an element of participation when it comes to citizenship, right? So if I were outside and there was trash on the ground and I walked past it, would that be being a good citizen? Probably not. What about if I chose not to vote every single year? That's probably not being a great citizen either. And so we talk about to be a good digital citizen, you have to participate as well. You can't just stay off of it and say that you're a great citizen. So I try and get teachers to choose a social media platform to share the great things that are happening in their classes. And a lot of times that looks like having a student help them. Okay? And it's okay that our students are experts in social media, because they are. I always say that they're probably going to be more adept at this forever than you will, and that's okay. And I taught 4th grade, and when I was in the classroom, we had a 4th grade Twitter account. And each day, our PR person, or the class tweeter, had to tweet out, before morning recess, at lunch recess, and afternoon recess, what was going on during the day. And then they put their initials, so we made sure we kept our students' names anonymous, but our parents who followed the account would know, if DS was me, and that would be really exciting. So then when they'd go home for, dinner, and they'd sit around the table and they'd ask the question, what did you do at school today? Everyone, what's the answer? Nothing. I didn't do anything. We sat around and stared at each other.
It was boring.
Yeah. Mom and Dad could say, oh, really? Let's look at your Twitter feed. Oh, you made sedimentary sandwiches today in science. And they would have something to talk about that was positive so that they could really bridge that gap between home and school. So I think what's most important to me about digital citizenship is the storytelling aspect and making sure that teachers are kind of changing the narrative of what's happening in education. So it's not always just this negative talk about budgets and tests, but actually the experiences that our students are having in the classroom.